Here, get me and Jess on.
Huh? I don't know if you want to be on camera or not.
Hey, how you doing?
We're going to try this new milling setup
I'm
out.
gonna talk. You got it down?
It's on going.
Hey, we're gonna try it one more time. The big loud. All right.
If it don't work today, we're just going to chunk the rest of it up.
If it don't work, we're just going to set it up. Fire it up.
Hey guys, yeah, this is where we left off with the other setup I had, the 24-inch setup, and I'm just gonna call them junked, wore-out chains. I'd milled the top slab and then one other slab, and I'd made it like halfway through and just said the hell with it, I'm gonna smoke my saw. I couldn't even run the end post on the mill, and it just was just not a fun time. So we spent, you know, a couple $100 on 2 Stihl chains and the rails for the mill. You guys have done watched the video on that, and we appreciate it. Yeah, we're back here, and it's getting it done slowly but surely, I guess. But I'm going to try to narrate a little more through this stuff, so it's just not so damn boring. But anyway, I'll be back shortly. We're going to wheel another, and I've richened the saw up a little.
Oh, God. Dang.
Hey guys, I thought I'd narrate just a little bit on these long cuts. I don't know how people feel about fast forwards on things, but I don't know, me personally, when someone puts something at like 10 times speed, just, I don't know, it kind of gets on my nerves a little bit, but to each of their own, I guess. But I'd made another little video kind of dogging on this saw, but going back and watching the time clips and timing it, it really wasn't doing that bad. I'd milled with this saw a lot before. I'd milled some poplar over on the mountain, over on my place. It wasn't quite this big. Some of the logs was close to it, but not quite this big. This is a little over 30 inches right where it's at, but you can judge by the mill and where the posts are at and see that it's a big old slab. Sadly, this log was hollow. I think I might have got one more slab off after this, maybe. Then again, this may have been the last one that we were able to get, but the other log after it was good and sound. But anyway, this saw, I built this originally for milling lumber. I just dogged the squish in on it and threw a little intake timing at it, and I think it was about it. We've done normal transfer raising and stuff. It's been so long I really don't remember, but I know it was mild. Saw milled really well, done really good. I bought the 880s, like, well, we're going to mill with that now, so I went into the 660, wanted to so-called hop it up a little more, so we put a pop up in it. There was no band work or anything. Squish on it set pretty dang tight. The saw makes respectable compression. You can see it every now and then kick back, jerk the rope out of my hand. You almost have to decomp the saw. It's just one of those. But what I done while I had it apart, I'd case fed the lowers. which that's okay if you're cross-cutting. Not in a milling application, I don't think. It just, you had to keep it up really high in the RPMs and kind of find that sweet spot. And I don't know, I'm kind of blaming it on the transfers, but a little more compression would probably help the saw as well. I don't know, I'll probably just buy a whole different top end, something nickel plated, and put back on it an HO Wooler. And honestly, the saw did get an issue after I'd milled about half of that other log that you can see up there. What had happened, my fuel jug I had two different fuel jugs. One didn't have a cap on it, and I swear I think some of the fines from the saw went into that fuel jug because it ran really well, and then all at once, about halfway through a cut, I could just feel it lost power. Back out of the throttle, it was lean on the spool down, and I ended up parking it, and I took the black saw, the really hot one I built, that we was going to take to Saw Fest last year, and just ended up backing out on going, but ended up milling with that saw, and it has an 8 pin on it. This one has a 7, and you couldn't even let the mill self-feed with this saw. And when we get to the other saw later, I was actually able to push on the mill a little bit with that saw. It just handled it like a pro. So that saw's actually still sitting in the mill. So we actually have a third log to mill, but I'm about at the end of this one, so I'm gonna stop the narration. We'll bring you back.
There.
Good dirt.
That's what Tom plants his weed in.
So we can probably get one more.
No, that's true.
It's,
No?
I don't know. It looks like a bone. That is some kind of bone. It's a backbone or something. I believe it is.
Oh man, I can bring you a
That'd be a
5-gallon
dead
bucket.
body.
Here's your weed.
We're gonna have to cut a couple foot off of it.
Here's your weed. So.
My pot dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, this one's hollow all the way through almost, so we got 2 more. We got some nice slabs off of that. They're pretty.
Yeah, that's pretty though.
Yeah.
Look, there's another part of the
Ain't nothing you
bone.
can do about it.
Check that out.
That's some kind of bone, or
Look.
some kind of animal crawled up in
Right
it.
there, Steve.
Alright guys, we're back. Yeah, 362s are just pigs. This wood sound, you can see it. That's the same log we were cutting on. 362s are weak. That's a 24 with the new Oregon EXL chain. Just falling through it like hot butter, but they're weak saw. People blow my mind. I think some people will judge a saw and haven't even ran one, but anyway, the wife, she milled quite a few of these slabs. We didn't video milling every slab, it just would have been boring as shit, but she was giving that saw hell. We all had a good time though. Everybody was worn out too though. Ended up, if you didn't see the little, well, I'll show it then what we end up with, but I'd uploaded a little community post this morning showing the lumber we got. I'm trying to get some funky video angles here evidently, but it didn't pan out so well. Trying to look at that little GoPro screen with the sun in your face, just... I think she was liking me there.
It's got plenty of
all in fun, guys, all in fun. Yeah, she does have plenty of compression. When we get it out to do the assessment on it, we'll check the compression on it. I'm kind of thinking maybe the carb screen might have stopped up in it, but I'm trying to think here if we get a whole clean slab cut without anything acting up. But I think I ran about a gallon of fuel through it total. It just filled it back up, thinking maybe it low on fuel may have been why it was kind of going lean, but it done a lot of work. But like I said, I think it's just maybe, hopefully, the carb screen issue. It could be something else, but who knows. But I'm thinking this one's a complete slab without anything acting up. Like I said, there's like a sweet spot you have to find in milling with any saw. You gotta just pay attention to, you know, how this saw pulls, and, you know, doing cross cuts with this, like bucking logs or something, where you can kind of get it up on the pipe and go into the cut. I mean, you'd think it was a beast. It's a strong ass saw, but for milling, it just ain't got the grunt. It just ain't got it. For a milling application, it just, you know, it's kind of sick. But it got it all done, or till it went to acting up. So, and I have milled a lot of lumber with this thing, but a lot of it was before the other mods were done. I don't really remember exactly, but what we'll do, we'll get it out on camera. I'll video it and we'll go into it, check port timing, check everything out, and you know, see if I think I can make room for improvement. But I'm gonna more than likely just buy a new, probably one of the Dukes Nicosil cylinders, and kind of go from there, do what machine work we need to do to get the timing numbers where I think they need to be for a milling application, and, you know, just leave it simple. Just go for nothing but pure bottom end grunt. But like I said, just, you know, pay attention here, and then when we get the black saw out here toward the end of the video, you can tell a pretty good dang difference. And take note, this saw's a 7-pin. The black saw's one has all that machine work done. It's got a veined crankcase work. Not quite as much lower transfer work as this saw, though. But we'll get to that stuff shortly. I'll bring you guys back then. What?
This is super wet.
It's wet.
Feel my legs are
It's
wet.
milling good.
Super wet.
A lot of it's just learning. I'm a little green at it. A lot of it's just learning the setup. That saw could be torquey or it could be more powerful.
Pretty nice log.
We'll change that. Get rid of the pop-up piston that's in it. I think that's an issue as well. I believe it had more grunt before with the other setup on it. I about know it did. So I had nowhere near the port work done.
Just trying to figure out how much.
Okay guys, so this Stihl chain, and I showed it in the video last night. It's a RMX. I don't remember the rest of the numbers, but 36 inch 50 gauge 3/8. It's Stihl's ripping chain. It's the third time it's stretched, and it's usually been pretty significant each time, but I know people won't buy a lot of the aftermarket chains because of them stretching. Well, there you have it. I believe the saw's oiling just fine. I'll probably still get a HO oiler and put in it, but just cause we can. But this wood, they think it's cutting rough because it's so wet. That could be the culprit. I'm just thinking it's all the knots in it. And the fact that it was growing on the side of a bank. Oh, it's soaking wet. Anyway, bring you guys back later. Dad's got a little brush fire going down there.
And what do we have here? We've got a fiery redhead with a big ass chainsaw. It's a little scary, really, if you sit and think about it. Guys, she don't like to just stand around. She's a worker. You guys know that anyway already. And what do we have here? I bet it jerks the rope out of my hand.
Something's up. It's out of gas.
I probably cuss. I don't know. Maybe. I can't hear anything. I can just watch the timeline and narrate. It's the way this process goes. But I think this is the cut where this damn thing starts acting up. It's done it once. I thought it was low of fuel, it wasn't, and the clutch cover where the wood was so wet it was just gummed up and caked up. Cleared all that out, filled it up, oiled it up, retuned the carburetor. All seemed well, but I could just tell it still something wasn't exactly right, and we ended up just parking the saw. I still had plenty of time before dark, so just like, well, hell, it won't take long just to switch the power heads out. That was a little tricky to do, but it wasn't too awful bad either. I just had the wife hold it into the mill while I lined everything up and got the chain on the rim and got the clutch cover on it. And, you know, we were off to the races again. Like I said, it just kind of blew my mind at how much better that saw done. But I think I'm about done with what I'm doing here. Yeah, I think that's where we gave up on it, so I'll bring you guys back.
Okay, so it's clogged up here.
Look how that came out of it.
That would explain it being a little hot and going a little lean. We are going again. We've got a clean 4-stroke. I don't know, it was clogged up.
Guys, we're back. I think it's the last slab I'm milled with this thing. I may be wrong. Look out the timeline here and see, but it's just one issue after another. But you know, we milled a pretty good pile of wood before it went to acting up. So I ain't gonna say much anyway. And this build's, I don't know, at least 3-year-old build, but you know, that's in a mill and saw, and that's mostly all it's done. But we have felled timber with the saw too. It's had quite a bit of time put on it, but it hadn't really done no milling with this new piston in it and redoing the port work. But like I said, we'll sometime maybe next week. We'll go into it and have a look. I'll probably just go ahead and order a setup to go back in it maybe, but I don't know, we'll pull it down and see what's up. There's been no machine work done to the band in it, so we'll have a look at the port timing and stuff on it, and if I feel that, you know, doing a little lathe work will wake it up some, it's best to go that route. But I'm sure the lean issue I was having was just a fuel starvation problem. Didn't really act like an air leak at all because it's starting easy. It'll set and idle. You can let it set it. It'll set and idle till it runs out of fuel. So I don't know. It could be a crank seal or something, but I highly doubt it. If it is, that's no big deal. I've got seals here. We can pop a couple in it. Be back good to go. But for my liking, it's gonna need a little more grunt. I've got a lot of money in this setup and plan to mill more lumber. The price of lumber is just stupid. One freaking spruce 2x4 that looks like crap at Lowe's is like $5-6, and that's like not even an 8-foot. You know, that's just buying a 2x4 stud or something. I think the treated ones I bought for the cabin, a few I needed, and for some other projects around here when I done the dog lot roof. I think I paid $7 a piece for that. I'm pretty sure they were $7.10 a piece for freaking 2x4s. They were pressure treated, but still, it's just ridiculous. But for me, if everything's going well, this stuff's fun too. You know, it gets you out of the house. Gets you out and gives you something to do outdoorsy. Gives you a chance to run saws too. But like I said, it did kind of wear everybody out just sitting in that position for so long. Kind of takes a toll on you. But I think we're to the end of this clip. I guess I'll be back shortly. We were kind of just taking turns with it, but this is kind of think when the saw said, hey, it didn't really say I'm done. I could just hear it and see what it was doing, but it's when I called it quits on the saw, I think. But a lot of people that wouldn't know any better, that don't wrench on saws or know what to expect, would have just kept going and cooked this saw. Yeah, it is what it is.
I only got a fuel starvation issue. It don't act like an air leak because it idles really good.
I'm thinking it's cocked up.
It sounds lean on the spool down and just, I'm thinking something's, well, I done cleared out the clutch cover again. I'm thinking that gas jug might have had something in it and we've sucked something in the carburetor. I don't know. It may just be really hot too. Because once it cools off, it seems alright. So I don't know. Could have a crank seal bleeding off. Who knows? That one's going on 4 years old. That's one you bought me for Christmas, like before COVID. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it was the first year of COVID, so.
It's hard telling.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Don't remember. It's been a while. It's 3 or 4 years. Anyway, we'll figure something out. We probably got 4 more slabs we can get off of this. It looks thicker on this end, but it's got a humongous knot we've got it rolled up on. The fat ass end.
Yeah.
This end down here, as you can see, we're getting a pretty nice pile of slabs. This on the wheel should mill easy. You know, I'm not going to stick my foot in my mouth, but I could probably bring the 046 and mill that with 24 is probably what I'll do.
I think you can still get lots.
I think we can get
Right here.
some more off of that one.
Yeah, short ones.
Yeah.
Cause it's,
It'll be another day.
yeah, short won't be tonight.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll figure something out. We blowed it up. No, it's just a little lean. I'd say there's something in the screen on the carburetor. Well, it ain't bad. That happens
That ain't bad.
if you got that new saw over there and pulled the clutch cover off, it'll look that way.
Looks bad to me.
But man, that clutch is scorched and got hot. Anyway, we got the this is the get together saw. We'll try it. It's got an 8-pin on it, so I don't know. It makes a little more compression than this one, but it's really high strung, but we'll see. Alright guys, this saw is what some would say you should absolutely not mill with. It is a flat top setup though. About the same transfer work as the other, probably not opened up as much. But as a vaned crank, it has about 200 pounds of compression. So let's see. Oh god dang it.
Yeah, it kind of got my hand there. Kick back. This one's got quite some bit more compression than the other. The 200 PSI was when I checked it before it even had a ring seat. Just putting it together and checking it dry. I have no idea where it's at now. It's, you know, it gets stronger and stronger as I run it. But this is the saw that we blew up, I don't know, a year back or so. We pieced back together. Said it's had a bunch of machine work done to it. Complete Farmertec build. There's nothing else in it other than the Farmertec stuff. It does have an 8-pin on it. It's not really ideal for this milling setup, but you'll just be able to tell it's got a lot more grunt than that other saw had. But I think I have to stop right here in a second. It's coming up shortly. I can just see the chain had loosened up significantly. I'm guessing it was due to, you know, swapping the wheel out and just leaving it all kind of put together. But I guess we'll be back shortly.
What?
Oh, I was putting the wedge.
The triggers. Wow, that chain come really loose. So better fix that.
With the wedge.
Well, guys, I don't know how long it'll last or hold up. This saw here just feels like a whole different animal than this other one. Machine work versus a pop-up. There you go. Chain got really loose for some reason. Weird. And this thing has an 8-pin on it and the other saw has a 7, so take that into consideration. It's one of them damn tensioners that is like stupid hard to adjust. That'll work. I don't know why it got that loose. This one, the trigger sticks on it.
Okay guys, we're back. You can hear me, the trigger sticks. It does that other orange saw when I got it. It actually has a OEM throttle rod in it. It was so bad when I put that saw together, you couldn't even run it. It'd hang wide open and everything. So I had an old junked OEM handle. So it's got one OEM piece in it, but I don't know. We're gonna figure something out a little different with these things. I may just get the 880 out and quieten it back down and I know this bar will not work on it. It means I'm going to have to buy 36-inch 3/8 bar for the 880 if I do that, but I've said it before, I'll say it again. I just one of them deals, you know, and I wish I'd have never bought it, but we'll hang on to it. I could sell it, but if I sold it, then I wouldn't have an 880, so I don't know. We may try to figure something out and get it in the mill and see how it acts, but you can just tell this one's moving down the log a lot faster, and this is a bigger slab than the last one we pulled off. I think I will 2 more after this. I might have videoed 1 more of them. Dad wanted a 2-inch one to make like a bench out of. Then I milled a 2-inch one for myself, and I had that log about done. I think we're about to the end of this clip. I guess I'll be back on the next one, guys.
We're gonna go from inch to 2-inch now. We'll have to come back another day to do the other log.
It's pretty. It's pretty.
He's great.
That looks good.
It'll be prettier and better.
It's heavy. Look at that. Beautiful. Oh.
If Jesse'd buy us a band wheel, if Jesse'd buy us a big band wheel, you could mill them.
How much is one of those?
You get a Harbor Freight one for $2,000 to do a 20-inch log.
Months of overtime. Don't worry, guys.
Here, come pick up on this. Oh crap, I've got it against the saw, don't I?
Right here.
Now let it sit again up there.
Even.
And this saw has an 8-pin sprocket on it, and it's still milling faster than the other. That machine work don't work. It's unneeded.
There's 3 or 4 logs right in there sticking. You never did saw it.
I know.
Right there.
Well, I ain't been down there. You cut them that day we was
Cut
here.
those that day we was.
No, not the other day. They wouldn't been there.
Oh, I know those have been there. You cut.
Those weeds from Willows I didn't
I
want.
brung Dolly up here and we cut them. Because he was going on about it being a multicolored saw.
Dolly.
2-tone. He called it 2-tone, but she's really about 3 different colors. Yeah, guys, we cut a lot more than our video. All right, saw ought to be good and cool. If this one blows up, we'll be milling the new saw.
Hey!
Okay, guys, we'll wrap this up. This is the last one I mill with this, but just back to the last clean pass we made with the other saw, or even on like the top slab. It was significantly smaller. Just the difference in grunt that this saw has over that saw, and I know I'd made a little video talking in the truck. You know, bad mouthing that other saw, but you know, it's a strong saw, but this one just, I mean, anybody can tell by watching this just what a difference there is. I was actually able to push on this. We get here to these knots, it gets a little jerky, but you know, that's just going to happen with anything. But Wasn't expecting this saw to do as good as it did, and I'm not going to lie to you at all. This saw with more compression, flat top in it, said I don't think the transfers was opened up anywhere near on this as the ones on that other saw. This saw ran cooler. I know that sounds crazy, but this saw ran cooler in the cut than that other one. It is kind of pulled down to a lower RPM, I guess, but it's sitting and continuously holding that RPM. Just done really, really good. Kind of blew my mind. The next log we do, I think we'll probably go Sunday and do that. He's wanting to get this cleaned up. Get the field cleaned back up. Actually a couple more trees that need to fell down, and that's what he was talking. There's several logs on down the field that trees we had felled probably going on 2 years ago now, that we not ever got, that's still been laying there. But you know, I'm to the point about the machine work and stuff. I'm not that guy that's gonna push it and say it has to be done or it's the end all be all, but come on guys, nobody can argue this stuff. I don't see how at all. There's a lot of false information out there, and we'll just leave it at that. But anyway, thank you for watching. Y'all have a good one.
Well, oh, come on.
It's still got a hole.
Oh, yeah.
Can we get another?
Oh, yeah.
One more, I think. Huh? One more, I think.
Where are we carrying this thing?
To your truck. Oh, that's his.
It's his. You made it bigger for him.
Well, guys, we're done today. We'll come back another day and do that last log. Probably do it in the inch boards too, but pretty load of lumber. This will box up the cabin a lot. Anyway, we're headed home. Y'all have a good one.